There's also one other big thing happening.
That you don't want to tell me yet.
No, I mean, you should know. Happy birthday, me!
Oh, yeah, that I knew. That, yeah, it's your birthday. Yay.
Oh, actually, that's probably a good... Kim's here.
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
You rolled on that camera, right?
Hi.
I did, yes.
I'm terrified. It's a very lonely podcast.
Yeah, it's Bob, Kim, and I.
That's it.
E's not here. No one else is here. And Kim's filling in E's spot.
Yeah.
Majora's here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
You also broke the illusion that you're here in person.
Yeah.
We were going to do a whole thing.
I'll just do it now.
Go on then.
I did ruin it, didn't I?
What were you going to do just now? Are you going to get up and do a little dance?
Well, I was going to do a whole bit like, oh, it sucks I couldn't be there in person and we have to have just the mask again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, just kidding.
I'm
sick of the mask.
You're doing this
I'm
thing.
sick of the
Okay, I
mask.
understand.
I'm sick of seeing it.
I'm terrified of you picking up this other thing.
I'm going to do it. It's really heavy. And this is E's, but
these
not
are all
here.
so expensive. I don't like playing with these things.
If I break it, I can buy another one before he finds out.
This is a little Samus helmet. It's a little dusty.
I just thought we just needed a change. You know, we've had the
TV and the Majora. We got some complaints about the TV because apparently there's a high pitched ringing that I'm too old to hear because your hearing deteriorates over time.
Complaints from me because I would sit right next to it and it would squeal in my ear. I'm looking at the TV.
I know. I keep looking at it.
I know. It would squeal in my ear with a high-pitched ring, and it really bothered me. And apparently, it was getting picked up through the microphone. And some people that actually have really good quality headsets,
really good quality
ears, were able to hear the ringing.
Our editor didn't hear it.
No,
I didn't hear it.
I never heard it
in the playback. Yeah, I hear it on the cameras, in the camera microphones.
Yeah.
It's crazy loud.
I heard it sitting here, but I didn't hear it in the playback. So we're ditching the TV because let's be honest, we had a cool idea of putting the logo on it, but we could never get it to look right. Like it would be like half black and it would roll.
We tried a lot of different ways to get rid of the rolling, whatever it's called. But yeah, nothing's really. I was gonna get a whole nother TV to get rid of that, but
we were already on a second TV to try and get rid of it.
Yeah.
That TV was supposed to get rid of it.
So we had the little GameCube situation where I had the logo playing off of the GameCube, and there's all different types of ways that you could play it on the GameCube to play at different frame rates, and none of those worked either. We tried a lot of things.
Bob played that logo off a GameCube, a Game Boy, a laptop.
The Analog Pocket.
The Analog Pocket.
Played it off of everything.
Then we straight up changed TVs, and nothing would get it to stop rolling and ruining the logo.
I kind of liked the way that it rolled in the end. I kind of liked
if it was a cooler roll, if it was a cooler, like more obvious thing, but it was so slow, and there were times where the whole screen went black.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I have two TVs at home that don't do that at all, and they don't make a sound. They don't make a sound, but they're tiny.
I'm
very tiny.
Done with TVs. I think we should get a sign.
A neon sign.
A neon sign.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts? Yeah. Everyone, let us know in the comments what we should do. But for now, we'll just rotate out some fun things. And
how do we mount the sign? Then that's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah, onto brick. I don't know. But to cycle back around, Kim is here. Sorry, I didn't mean to breeze past that. Kim's gonna help us out. She's keeping track of the time today, as well as just looking just so cute. Nice shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah, we matched.
That's a nice shirt.
I forgot for a second.
Oh my god, you do match.
You're so oblivious to me.
You just changed into that.
No, I took the sweater off, but I did it like half. An hour
I
ago.
can see through the sweater. You're wearing a Kim sweater. Am I allowed to say that?
You did immediately recognize that the sweater I was wearing was made by Kim. It was a very nice Kim's
sweater.
Designing sweaters.
I was like, that's a cool sweater. Oh, wait, that's a Kim design.
It is a Kim design. Yeah. And right now, Kim's designing some stickers for my G Fuel fridge.
Yeah.
That were tearing all the...
Is that allowed to be on camera?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
not top
that's
secret.
That's just a me project. Okay. I want to fix the G Fuel fridge since I no longer work with G Fuel because
we hate G Fuel now.
Because I just don't.
They're canceled.
There's something about drinking lead that I'm not into.
That's what it is.
Allegedly.
Does anybody work with them anymore?
Yeah, like very toxic people.
All FaZe Clan, basically.
Yeah, all FaZe Clan, a lot of toxic people. And then like there's some good people on the brand too, sure. But I feel like a lot of the good creators got dropped when all of the partner managers that hired those good creators got fired.
So they reached out to me a long time ago, and I said, no, I don't really drink energy drinks. I don't like really want to do it. And then they kind of pushed hard, and then they came back at me. They're like, we have water now. Do you want to do it now? And it wasn't really that I don't like energy. It was a little bit that I don't like energy drinks. I don't do energy drinks on any type of energy drink. It's more so that every time I see that logo, I think of Keemstar's stupid hat.
Yeah, I know.
And then the whole Etika situation.
Yeah.
Infuriated me. So I could never be involved with any of that.
I completely agree. When I signed up to G Fuel, I thought the product was really cool. I didn't really even consider or think like, who else is on this brand that I am going to be associating? Because I work with a ton of brands, and I'm sure a ton of brands work with other brands and stuff. But I wish I had put more thought into it with the Keemstar thing. But
I mean, there's a lot of brands that work with a lot of different people, but then when one of them acts as like the guy that's associated with the brand, then it gets weird.
He doesn't anymore. He got fired.
Because they got called out.
He's
for
a
that.
piece of beef.
Yes.
But actually, you know what? I have something new in the works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're making your own.
I don't know.
Like 100 Thieves.
I don't know if I can like talk about it yet, but I have a new company I'm working with, and they're actually like nice.
Oh, good.
And they've been being very nice, and the product is like better. The biggest thing between the products, and like I learned as soon as I started drinking theirs, they have these tiny little scoops. You do like one little tiny scoop into the thing, and I asked them, I'm like, why is the scoop so tiny, but it's so like good, and like doesn't feel like I'm missing anything? And they were like, because what G Fuel does is it's like chalk. They put in a ton of like filler chalk into so you get these really big scoops and everything, and it's like makes that really, you know how it's like thick?
Not really. I had G Fuel once, like 6 years ago, and I was like, never.
Powdered G Fuel, it's really thick and almost like chalky. Okay. It's because they literally put in filler chalk. Whereas this new company, Beatemups, doesn't put doesn't put in the chalk at all, and it's literally just the product, and it's like really like clean and what's the word? Like thin. Like it's just like thin. It's like drinking flavored water. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
The only thing that I worked with was Liquid IV, because that's not really an energy drink. It's like a.
I am just out here right now. I didn't realize I was missing a button.
Good. No, leave it.
Liquid IV is good. Also, I'm still on the Liquid Death. Is that what it's called?
That's just water.
Yeah, but it's so good.
Why? Because it's in a can?
Actually, there is a
water. It feels way different when it's in a can.
There is a water professional called a water sommelier or something.
Sommelier
yes. On TikTok, and he rates like waters and like if they're actually just all
is
like
he
marketing. Or
he's like a Scandinavian guy?
He's German.
Okay, that's probably it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen him. He rated like $40 water off of Amazon. Yeah.
He rates all of them. He says like Smart Water is a ripoff. It's literally just water that they've.
You mean the one that you're drinking right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I went to a Wawa. I didn't have much option, but yeah.
War?
But he said liquid. That's not today on my birthday, please.
We're going to be talking about Mario a lot, so I got to make fun of your accent a little bit.
True. He said Liquid Death was really good. He said that's a really really clean, fresh, like alkaline, whatever. It's like it's actually not.
It does feel very clean, but I feel like a lot of it is because it's from a can.
It's not marketing, he said. Like this is actually good quality water. Okay. So.
From a water sommelier.
Unlike this you handed me called Nice. Simple, honest, delicious, purified water.
Walgreens brand.
Yeah, that's probably not as good.
Nice. I used to always get the cookies from over there because they're $1 for like an 8-pack. They raised the price to $1.29.
Kim loves a Walmart. Her favorite
Walgreens.
That's the same thing.
It's not
It's not the same company?
No.
Wow, you're foreign.
I was gonna tell the story of you getting the peanut butter cups at Walmart.
Oh, yeah. I don't know when they discontinued those, but they are infinitely better than the Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't know what they did to those.
The Walmart branded ones?
She swears they're better than Reese's.
They made them all through the 90s, and then they took them away a little bit in the 2000s, redid the packaging, brought them back, tasted the same. I was good. But they got rid of them entirely.
Her and her mom, every time they go shopping, they buy a new bag of peanut butter cups, and they're like, please let these be as good as they are. And they're always like, and they like throw the bag away. Like, man, I want to try
those. They changed the recipe?
They just don't do them anymore.
Yeah, they discontinued the Walmart ones. Very sad. But like anytime a store does their own brand of them, I'm like, come on.
Okay, I understand.
Do not get the ones from Aldi. They are disgusting. But
trust me, if it's a peanut butter cup from a grocery store, We got a peanut butter sommelier over here.
The only store brand stuff I like is the Kirkland brand cookies.
They are good. I do love all of the stuff from Costco is delicious, honestly.
Yeah, Kirkland brand stuff.
We got the Halloween bark yesterday.
Oh, yeah. She got this crazy Halloween
bark. It's like Easter bunny chocolate with like the little eyeball, what do you call them? That you put on the cupcakes, the little like chalk eyeballs that you put on there.
There's like a bunch.
It's like it's just sugar.
There's like pretzels, there's candy corn, and you just...
It's fantastic.
On like
a bar.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Should have brought
the peppermint bark.
I would mess up a Chips Ahoy.
I
would mess up a whole box of Chips Ahoy. It's my favorite cookie.
You like the chewy or the crunchy?
Crunchy. I like a chewy.
I like a good chewy.
I like taking the crunchy and dipping it into a hot tea and making it a little chewy. That's a very Australian, British thing.
In a tea, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, milk tea.
At least you call it a cookie and not a biscuit.
I am a little more American now.
You've adapted.
Yeah. Although chocolate chip cookies are still called cookies in Australia. It's like a name of it. It's just chocolate chip cookie. They would be like, "Hey, pass me a biscuit. Which one you want?" The chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
It's just kind of
is the chocolate chip like an American made thing, and then since when we made it, they were like, "This is the American cookie, so we'll call it."
I don't know. Unless it was just me and my friends and my family. Sometimes I feel like I say something like that definitively. I'm like, "This is how it happens in Australia," and then the comments are like, "No." I saw a picture. You know my friend Ray from Twitch?
Yeah.
She was at TwitchCon. By the way, TwitchCon is today.
Yeah.
We're here having more fun, though.
I went to Comic-Con, and it was fun.
I came here and did a podcast in Brooklyn. My friend Ray's at TwitchCon, and she had a picture. Her friend took a picture of her with miso soup, and she looks like depressed. She's like, and the caption that her friend wrote was, she asked for a straw for her miso soup. And then she commented, "That's how we do it in Australia, ... Nope.
You had to out her. She was just looking for an out. She's like, I'm weird. I got to make an excuse.
The thing. This is her first time in America. She's doing it's very awesome. It's a very awesome thing you can rely on. I'm Australian. Just use that for everything you get wrong. Like when I first moved here, like I thought like California was like at the top of the country and that Seattle was like the bottom.
I don't knock you for not knowing our geography.
Okay.
It's confusing. And
but sometimes it would be like it would be something that had nothing to do with America, and I easily could have known it being from anywhere in the world. And I'd go, "I'm Australian." People go, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
The amount of Americans that don't know where California is, you shouldn't be blamed for that.
I remember I made a video once, and I tried to be fancy.
Remember when you thought Iowa was right next to you? And then we all did, We all just believed you. Because I said it with about such Iowa. Confidence.
We were. Miss Click has talked about where she's moved, right?
That's I believe public. So. We should double check.
We'll double check before the episode comes out. But we were all at our new house. Everyone that came to Too Many Games, and Miss Click was like, "Oh, I'm moving to Iowa," and in my brain, I thought Idaho,
Ohio.
Ohio. I always get so many. I'm Australian. There's so many of them. And for some reason, when she said it, it's because I just had another friend tell me that he lives in Ohio and like he should come visit.
And that's very close.
That is very close. And when she said Iowa, my brain just heard what it wanted to hear. And we were all at the kitchen table, and I was like, "Oh, great! We can like hang out. We can like drive to each other."
And then she said, "Yeah, I'll be close."
Yeah, she backed up,
even though she will be just as far away.
And then I literally saw you and E like kind of go.
We were like, "What?" And then we both went, "I guess so."
Because
she said it with such confidence.
We both
did.
And we were like, I don't know what she was on.
But be real. Have you ever heard of Iowa before that?
No, only in the sense of when I try and say one of them and someone's like, "No, it's the other one."
Okay.
But no, I don't.
But when does Iowa ever come up in conversation?
I can't place it on a map.
Name one thing about Iowa.
I
can't name a single. I'm from here, and I can't name a single thing about Iowa. I can't name anything
about Ohio. It's just
Ohio. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's there.
I just know that it's next to us now. Idaho, I know, is all about the potatoes.
Yeah, so that's all I know about that too.
And also, I'm pretty sure Seppo, my friend who like watches this show, and I think he's from Idaho initially.
Idaho, and then Australia, and then
he was like 3. He still lives there.
Oh, okay.
His dad had him, I guess. Well, I guess the mom was involved, and then they both moved.
So he's from Idaho.
He technically was
Australia.
American born. I believe he left when he was 3.
Okay.
Why are we talking about my high school
We've
friend?
spent
Where's
like
the
15
Mario
minutes and we
movie?
haven't brought up Mario at all. It's like a week old. Nobody cares anymore.
Well, if that's true, then there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. We'll skip the how have we both been section that I was going to
I mean, we can talk about Mario. We can go into that.
No, I want to, but
I don't want to bury the lead too much.
We kind of talked about the audio issues, and I know there was a lot of complaints about that. I was just going to say to some people that are listening to the audio, we had a couple episodes there that were a little wacky because the sound mixer we were using didn't record Bob's audio separately.
Yeah, it was very strange.
So we had to do some that's why my audio has been like really loud and we couldn't adjust it. So if anyone's been having an issue with that, it's fixed now and I apologize. I wanted to laugh at the fact that our TikTok went kind of dead for a while. We were getting really
TikTok's
good views.
weird, dude.
And then it looked like we crashed. And I was like, oh, TikTok pushed us really hard because we were new, gave us a taste of the good stuff, and then shut us down. But we've actually been climbing back up and we've had some bangers. But something I find so funny is that our most viewed TikTok now, with almost 700,000 views, is the most recent one of stupid Will.
Yeah.
Will asking us about the N64
Every
games.
time we get a banger TikTok, it's like an anomaly because they usually, get the same amount of views and then one will just friggin' hit the algorithm and go nuts. And we always go back and forth. Sometimes you had one with the Panasonic Cube.
Yeah.
Is it the Q or the Cube?
Q.
Okay.
You always get that wrong.
There's that, and then I had one where I was talking
Yelling
about Mario
Party.
Yeah. And that was the biggest one for a while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Will in a day.
Yeah. Just demolished us all.
Jacked our podcast.
I also had a TikTok. I did you see when I posted on Twitter me yelling about the the GameStop stickers on my amiibos? I posted that to TikTok too.
And you don't post a TikTok.
No,
that
never.
was like a random one.
Yeah, I had 2 TikToks posted on my Beatemups account. One was the Zelda dance. One was
remember that. How could you forget?
One was a G Fuel skit or something, I think. And then this one,
I think it was for a contest.
Yeah, it was for a contest for March Madness, which, by the way, I sold the most G Fuel out of any of the other 59 people. But thank you, G Fuel, for keeping me. You can go hang out with the Nintendo Ambassador program. And then I randomly uploaded this third video of me just peeling a sticker off of a amiibo, and it has like 1.5 million.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
well, that's very relatable.
It is. Yeah,
I've been making a TikTok and a short a week now. I've been trying to go hard with those, and shorts have been popping off, dude.
That reminds me. Sorry to interrupt, but everyone, I know I said you don't have to look at the Nontendo Podcast Lite channel, but just in case anyone has forgotten about it or didn't know about it, it still exists. And Brandon, the editor, has been going ham, throwing up sections of the episodes and shorts, and it's pretty fun. It's going pretty well over there. But I'd like to boost the sub numbers up to at least 1,000 so that we can monetize it.
Again, if there's any clips from the podcast that you want to send to people, go over there. It's probably
we take a lot of the funniest moments, the ones that blow up on TikTok and stuff. We share them there as well, so you can share them or you can rewatch them.
Like sending a person a link to a podcast, it's like an hour long. I wouldn't watch it if you showed me that. But if you showed me a clip from it, like a small little thing, I'd absolutely watch it.
And it would also help the show grow. I know it's a weird way, but if you watch these clips and interact with them, and then they get shared out into the algorithm like they're supposed to, it brings in new people. We've had a lot of new people come in from TikTok and the clips.
Right.
So I actually found a podcast the other day through the Shorts tab on my phone. I was flicking through and an interview with MJF, a wrestler. And I was like, oh, this is a really interesting interview. And I went and found this whole podcast about interviewing wrestlers. And I was like, I love this. And I started watching the podcast now. So
it's a good way to find stuff.
It would help. That's why we're doing it. But I was going to say, you weren't putting titles on your TikToks.
No, it was just one.
Okay.
It's the one I didn't put them on
because I've noticed every time I've done.
I'm new. I'm doing a lot of different things.
Every time I've done the problem with X, we've got views. Your Mario Party, the biggest problem in capitals with Mario Party blew up. The biggest problem with Twitch, we have like 20,000 views on that one. I've done it a couple other times and they've all been like hits. So the titles definitely help.
And ironically, the one I didn't put a title on is the best performing one so far.
That is ironic. The one with Will had a title too. It was like name an N64 game that did this. And then the whole, I think a part of the reason why it blew up is because we didn't actually.
It's because everybody's going, these idiots, I know one that's
and in the
blue.
video, Brandon did a good job at this. He cut out where Will answered all of them. which left us just guessing 2 and getting them right. So now everyone's trying to guess all the other ones and they want to be right. So that interaction really helped the video blow up.
That was a good idea.
I know I hope this isn't boring, but I feel like this is the kind of stuff that helps people that are trying to do TikToks or trying to make content online.
We did get a live comment while we were doing the live the other day that said they didn't like the behind the scenes talk when we talk about like doing the podcast. And I was like, I thought people liked that. I mean, I like it because I'm a YouTuber. So like when other people talk about the behind the scenes stuff, I'm like, I'm super interested in that.
I know. I got a little upset at that. They were like, we said like one line. We were like, I don't know what to talk about first because I don't know what the title is today, but we've got this, and then we got into it, and they were like,
it like broke the immersion.
They said, "Can you not talk about the title, please? It breaks the illusion for me." I'm like, "Okay, sorry." The thing is,
we were
like,
both in the live, and we both gave him shit for it, and now we're giving him shit on the podcast.
I know. We love you though, and they were really nice after that.
Yeah.
I know
it was a valid criticism. It was just something weird that I've never heard before. So I don't know like how much I can listen to it. You know.
I also saw another comment that said, What was it exactly? I sent it to you and I really want to read it because I think you liked it as well.
Is it the one that said that I like the way Chris Pratt sounds. He is like a real Brooklyn guy, not a Bob Wolf Brooklyn.
No, but let's talk about that. I think it's very funny. No, it was the one that was the amount of preparation when it comes to the video and audio in 2 different locations is pretty amazing compared to how little preparation the guys actually do for the talking material.
Yeah, that's the one you said. Yeah.
I want to reiterate that we usually do go into every episode with an idea of what we want to talk about.
Yes.
A rough idea of what the thumb and the title probably will look like.
We can't go too deep into it because then we'll have talked about we need to have the conversation.
Yes.
It needs to be a little bit of a surprise to us. So it is difficult to walk that line of planning things out and also not giving too much information to each other.
And then sometimes we have an idea and then it goes another direction. That one with the talking about the leakers, we had a completely different idea and then found another conversation and it changed the whole episode. And I love that episode, one of my favorites. So yeah, sometimes we don't have any idea what we're calling an episode as we go into it.
Yeah, but it's also important for us to find what the main topic is so we can lead into it.
Because we're putting it off.
It's hard. It's fucking hard. And if you want a podcast that is like really heavily like curated and they have like a list of notes and they go through every little thing, then go watch IGN or Kind of Funny. They do a great job with that stuff.
Stay.
We're here because we just shoot the shit with each other.
Yes.
And we have a nice little conversation the whole time. If you want a relaxed conversation, that's what we're for. If you want something else, go watch somebody else.
Yes. We're not, as we said many times, we're not industry insiders. We don't really have like...
Yeah, there's news podcasts.
I wouldn't even say our critiques are that serious or that legitimate. Like we just want to talk about video games.
No, I'm right
and Nintendo stuff.
My opinion is a perfect opinion.
And I think we do have some ground and footing into actually talking about these things, but we want to have fun while we do it.
Yeah.
And we love our fans. Thank you. I can't believe how well the show is going.
I can't either. Remember when we almost didn't do it?
Yes.
Feels like forever ago.
Yes, I do. All right.
This week I went to Comic-Con. On Thursday, I went to Comic-Con. I'm so happy we moved these mics because we're tapping a lot.
I now feel a little bad because I literally said, let's skip talking about our weeks on a week that you actually did something.
It really wasn't that exciting.
Tell me about it.
I went to Comic-Con. Also, I had an extra ticket. Sorry. So I went to Comic-Con. I went Tuesday to pick up my brother's badge. I waited online for an hour in the rain and then found out I didn't have to wait on the line.
Oh, okay.
Then Thursday I went. I got up like late, like I usually do, and just rolled up. And then I walked around, saw a lot of cool stuff, bought a couple things, got some nice art. And while I was in Artist Alley, I was talking to one of the artists. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to keep you, blah, blah, because it was 404. The Mario trailer little thing.
405.
It was 405.
I streamed, yeah.
You streamed that. So
I was sat there waiting at 4 and it wasn't starting. And then everyone in chat was like, it's 405. I was like, oh, okay.
It was 405.
Let me untense.
The reason it was 405 is because they had a panel at Comic-Con. So they wanted everybody to get in, get seated.
That makes sense.
Watch the thing.
That's really cool they landed up like that.
Yeah.
So did the Nintendo Direct start airing the exact same time as the panel started airing?
So the panel was 4:00.
Okay.
So I guess they started the I guess they played the live stream of the direct at the panel. I don't know because I wasn't there because I couldn't get in because it was the first one to fill up reservations.
Completely full. Yeah.
And Comic-Con had a horrible reservation system to reserve a spot for the panels. Usually, the way Comic-Con works is they have a lot of panels, and you have to go wait online, and people will get there at like 8 a.m. for a 4 o'clock panel.
That sounds horrible.
Wait through all the other panels until they get to the one that they want to.
Never been that kind of person.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm doing that. And then this year, they decided to have a reservation system, kind of like Nintendo's Warp Pass, where you just reserve a spot at the panel. And it's a digital thing. So if it fills up.
That makes sense. I like that.
Except that it broke the first day.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they didn't tell anybody. So I waited in the digital queue for like 8 hours.
Yes.
And it said you were in line. You
were sat on a website saying you were in line, but it wasn't working. Yeah. But they didn't tell you for like 7 hours later. They tweeted, by the way, it's not working.
And then I was still waiting because I didn't see the tweet. They should have said it on the site. The site should have updated and said, by the way, it doesn't work.
In a weird way, it sucks, but it was your job that day to wait. Like you didn't really you probably had better things you could have been doing. But can you imagine all the people that were like, I don't know, at work or something, and they were constantly like checking their phone and like trying to get tickets. Yeah. To get a tweet 7 hours later. Yeah, it wasn't working.
They're like, we'll try again another day. They literally said, we'll figure it out and try again another day. And then the next day they said, okay, tomorrow at 1 p.m. we're gonna do it. And that was when our show went live, and I just forgot. So I checked back like an hour later, and Mario was the Mario movie panel was the only one that was full. Everything else was available.
When it's a panel, was there anyone there, or was it an empty panel with a TV?
I haven't seen any footage of it, so I literally think it was an empty panel with a TV. Usually they have like the celebrities there.
Yeah, you think they would be.
They would at least have one, maybe, but I don't.
Maybe
think
all the celebrities are too high-paying actors to show up to Comic-Con.
Also, like they would have people from Nintendo show up, but this year they had there's a Tokyo or there's a show in Japan right now, which we'll talk about.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But I didn't get to go to the panel, but I was at Comic-Con
watching it on your phone.
Yeah, so I went into a corner on Artist Alley with my friend and just blasted my phone and started watching it, and I realized that the trailer wasn't gonna play in the beginning.
No, because you had to sit through Chris Pratt forgetting what a Koopa was.
Yeah, and he has never played Mario before.
I believe him. He says he grew up playing Mario, but the only Mario he ever references is like the very first arcade Mario.
Yeah, he played Mario Brothers in a pizza shop, which I believe
he
probably did.
Played it one
or two times. Yeah.
But if you watch the trailer, I did a little funny edit at the end of mine where I put the Windows loading screen. But he's like, I love Mario. I remember playing it, and I would jump on the Koopas.
Like, you can see him looking off, reaching for his thought.
Edit it a little bit, Nintendo. Save the man. You can do a cut.
They blurred everything in the background.
Yeah, that was weird. The half of his face was blurred, and I'm like, why is his face? Oh, because they blurred everything behind him.
Yeah.
I wonder what's behind him they couldn't show.
And then Jack Black came on screen, and then that's when I was like, okay, they're gonna take a while to play the trailer, so I turned it off and we'll continue my journey. It was pretty much right after that it started. I know. Jack Black was great.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him.
And then they played the trailer. Take. And then I went, like 20 minutes later, I looked it up again and watched it on my phone again.
What did you think?
It starts off with Jack Black being Bowser, and that was awesome.
Sick.
Yeah. I actually, overall, kind of really liked it.
Let's break it down, starting with that scene.
Okay. That was incredible.
That's the best part of the trailer.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was most of the trailer.
I talked about it in my video, which hit trending, by the way. I was on trending.
I've never had a trending video ever.
I've had it 4 or 5 times. It's only for reactions to directs and big stuff like this.
You really got to be timely.
Yeah, well, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I love my followers and that they watch that and they want to know what I'm saying so much that it pushes me into trending. I just wish one time I could make a video I worked really hard on that has nothing to do with like hot news that just goes to trending because people are like, holy crap, this is actually that happened in my Cyberpunk video.
Almost always when I spend a lot of time on a video, it does bad. Almost every time.
Sorry, I dropped my microphone.
You're having a hard time with that thing.
Yeah, I know I am.
But we'd have a better time with these things.
It's fine.
Oh, we can put a sandbag on.
No, I fixed it.
We'll put a sandbag on in between. Okay.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So Jack Black comes out. I said this in my video. His first line indistinguishable. You couldn't even tell it's Jack Black.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was. I was like, this is Bowser.
It was sick. That was Bowser. It's sick. So I know I've said this a couple times. I think I said it last week as well. And people just don't get what I mean by this. And it's the most frustrating thing. But all of the actors they have are high-paying actors that have done voiceover work before for cartoons, but they've only ever done their voice. Chris Pratt was in Lego Movie, but he just did his own voice.
I noticed you're avoiding saying character actor because people don't know what that means.
I was trying to use that for an example.
You're right. When you say that, you are correct.
I know. Character actor is what I'm... But then they would go, Chris Pratt was in Lego Movie.
He played a character, but that doesn't mean he's a character actor.
What I mean is he's like doing a character voice, a characteristic voice.
He doesn't do a characteristic voice. He just plays himself.
He plays himself as that character. Jack Black was in Kung Fu Panda, but he was Jack Black. It was very much his voice.
They
Seth
do
Rogen,
like
Sausage
nuanced
Party.
things, and they make like really pretentious talk about how they like worked as this character, but it's not the same.
It's just they're playful, they're fun, and it works. I'm not saying it's bad. It works. It's just their voices have always been their voices in everything they've done. So my fear there wasn't, oh, they're bad actors, because Jack Black's incredible. I love Jack Black to death. It was, what is the freaking movie gonna be then? Like, is it gonna be real life Jumanji? I had so many fears. Like, and the one thing I said was, if it's this way that the movie turned out to be, they would all need to be doing character work for the first time in all of their respective careers. And guess what? Other than Chris Pratt, they're all doing that.
It seems. Well, we only really got 3.
We got 3. Yeah, we got 3.
We got more than 3, but the 3 main ones.
We got 4, really. We got Bowser, kind of. We got 3.5. We got Bowser. We heard that. We'll talk about these other ones in a second. I want to stay on Bowser. We heard Toad. We heard Wizard Cooper.
Yeah, we don't know who that is. I don't know.
That's Jeff Armistead. What's his name?
Fred Armisen? Really?
Yes. I'm not. Can you Google that, Kim?
Fred Armisen.
Can you Google who does the Wizard Cooper in the Mario movie?
I'm pretty sure it is Fred Armisen.
I love Fred Armisen.
I know Sebastian Maniscalco is playing one of the Koopas. Very excited about that.
Sebastian Maniscalco is playing
Did you put your
Mario
mic
and Luigi's boss.
Is your mic on?
Yes.
Okay, good. You're crushing it. Thank you. Has it been on this whole time?
Not this whole time, no. Just when I said that.
Okay.
I'll Google the Mario movie.
It might be fine if it's on.
It would be fine. Because we could just mute her track.
I didn't know Fred Armisen was the Koopa. That's really cool. The Magic Koopa was like OP. He could just do. He just freaking flung all of the.
Yes, he like threw all the penguins out the way.
He could just do that to Bowser.
Oh, 100%. So but like, he works with Bowser. Bowser's scary.
Like, why are they cool?
Is it Fred Armstead?
I'm good.
Okay. And then the last one was Luigi, which we obviously didn't hear him speak, but we heard Luigi sounds.
We heard Luigi sounds, and it was kind of good.
Yeah, it was good.
It sounded good.
Charlie Day, Kim and I love Charlie Day.
Yeah, he's great.
Big Charlie Day fan.
Oh, it was not Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen's playing Cranky Kong. I remember that now that I saw that.
So
I'm excited for that. Kevin Michael Richardson. He's done voice acting before. I'm trying to remember what he's been in.
Okay.
He's done a lot of cartoon voices.
He was good.
Oh, he was Gantu in Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, okay. So.
And who was the penguin? That was another character actor voice actor.
That I don't know. Charles Martinet is doing voices in the movie, so he could have been.
He
one
wasn't
of those.
the penguin. The penguin voice was.
Oh, Carrie Payton is Penguin King.
He sounded like the.
Who's that?
Like he sounded like
he's from Walking Dead.
Oh, who's he in Walking Dead?
I'm trying to find Ezekiel. Oh shoot!
Oh,
he was Ezekiel. Okay. He's bald in the photo. I didn't recognize him without the wig.
Yo, that's sick.
That's cool. So
I was
he's
gonna
the king
say it sounded
twice.
like Zvala
and
from Destiny.
His voice was sick too.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
Yeah, no, everybody sounded great.
Yes.
Let's get before we get to Chris Pratt,
because I want to talk about the animation. If we,
I want to talk about Toad for a second. Toad's voice.
Well, let's get there.
Okay, we'll get there.
Let's stay on this first scene.
We'll take a journey
because this first scene has the best animation out of all of it. I feel
it's very good.
It's very good. The way that the Bowser's face is animated. People were comparing it to Jack Black's actual face, and there's a screenshot, and it's like 1-for-1.
I don't know how accurate that is. Like, I don't know if they were taking like mocap of Jack Black or if they were using him as reference. I just think Jack Black has such an expressive, cartoony face that they were just doing expressive, cartoony stuff, and it just worked.
I loved, again, his first line. You couldn't even tell it's Jack Black. Second line, you could, but it had so much joy in the voice. Like, I think not. I just love the way he said it. Animated great. The penguin was great. The battle, the comedy in the battle was great. People have pointed out that it's like the best looking Illumination film they've ever seen. Like they've really worked hard on this one.
What do? They do Minions.
They do Minions and Gru, and they do a lot. Hey Kim, can you look up what Illumination?
Google what Illumination is doing besides Minions.
We'll hook her up with a laptop next time after we get a couple more Patreon dollars.
Hey, if we break through the next Patreon,
no, I have a laptop.
We'll hire Kim on staff. And we can move on from that scene, but yes,
it was great.
It was great.
I loved that little interaction. It was very funny.
Fantastic.
And I liked how they used the penguins.
Yes.
Everybody's familiar with them in Mario.
Yes.
It was great.
If for fans that want to see this movie coming from like N64 Mario, adding those penguins in and showing them first up for that was, I think, brilliant. Just a really good move at like having all fans of Mario kind of feel at ease that like, oh, they're trying something here. This is going well.
Yeah. So they've done a couple other things. They did the Lorax, they did the Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch, that one. Yeah. And then they did The Secret Life of Pets, both of those. And then the Sing movies, those got super popular.
Secret Life of Pets was popular too.
I think so, yeah.
Until Louis C.K. ruined it.
All of those were very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in their animation abilities.
No, their animation is great, but they're very rounded, not so textured animators. They're
more of like a clay looking kind of style, almost not hyper realism, which I'm glad about.
It's good, but it's stiff and it's not really like flowy. Whereas this movie looks like the textured skin and the flowy animations, and it just, I don't know, they look like they've really worked on this one.
It looks very good. Yeah. How do you can we move on to Mario?
Yeah,
we'll get to the meat of it.
Sorry.
How do you think Mario looks? Because when I saw the leak first, that little McDonald's flyer, and I was like, oh no. He looked a little weird. But in the movie, he looks fine.
Yes. So I went on a little bit of a journey here. Initially, when I saw it, I was like, that's weird.
The leak? When you saw the leak or the movie?
The movie.
Okay.
I didn't know what to think of the leak. If you didn't see the leak, somebody in whose chat was it? It was some big YouTuber.
Connor Eats Pants.
Connor Eats Pants. Someone in Connor Eats Pants' Discord's like, yo, I work at McDonald's, ... And it was just a screenshot of like a menu or something that has him on it. I guess they've already sent out promotional material for it.
That guy's fired.
And that guy was right though. That's what he looks like. So I took that with a grain of salt because you know how these things go.
I usually take things like that with a grain of salt. That I was like, that's
it looked pretty legit.
That's gonna be it.
It looked pretty legit. When I saw it, it looked a little Uncanny Valley in the movie. And then you hear Chris, and it's literally just Chris, and we'll get into that. Mm-hmm. So initially, I was a little disappointed. I was like, this is kind of weird that he looks like a man, sounds like a man, and everyone else is a fun Mushroom Kingdom character really trying with the voice. Like, we'll talk about Toad, but even Keegan really added Toad elements into his inspiration for the voice.
They pitch shifted him up for sure.
Probably.
He does not sound like that.
Then I kind of went on a journey and I realized, hold up a second. We literally see him getting spat out of a tunnel. He doesn't know where he is. He's disorientated. He's like, where am I? He has no idea where he's from. And he just sounds like a normal guy. So I can easily see the start of the movie actually being in like New Dunk City. And he's like hanging out with his brother or whatever, eating pizza and hanging out with other humans, right? And then something happens where like they find the tunnel and they're like, what's this? And they get sucked in and now he's here. Mm-hmm. And I think it works in that context. I'm a little disappointed that Chris Pratt didn't do anything else, but I think I can look past that and actually it works in that context. And I think when the movie is told to you in that way and you don't see Bowser first, you see Mario first and you kind of get used to Mario's world and then suddenly everything is like quirky and weird. Mm-hmm. That story, I think, will come together and I'll be fine with it.
I have a lot of mixed feelings about it because, first of all, I think Chris Pratt is doing a little bit. He's like trying a little bit of a voice. He's like changing his A's to sound more like a New York guy.
Your opinion on this.
I said he sounds like a guy who is almost from Brooklyn. He's like almost there, but not really.
I was saying in my chat, when I was watching it live, I was like, he does not sound like he's from Brooklyn. And half my chat was blowing up like, it's so Brooklyn. Like, it's such a Brooklyn.
It's not.
Guess what, everyone? Where are we sitting right now, Bob? Just throw it out there.
We might be in literally the middle of Brooklyn.
I've heard some people out there. I've heard this guy a couple times. It didn't sound Brooklyn to me.
So I'm not from Brooklyn, but I've been living here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know what it fucking sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying. He's changing the way his A's sound. Like, Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. He's giving it a little bit. That was good. Thank you.
You should be Mario.
I know. So my brother brought up a really good point on Twitter. Mario wasn't Italian until 1995, until Super Mario 64.
Yeah,
before that, there were like 6 people that played Mario, and all of them were Brooklyn accent. I mean, he's always been Italian, like heritage, but he's never been like barely speaking any English. You know, in Mario 64 he barely speaks English. He like barely speaks at all. Really.
Yeah.
So this is kind of going back to the way it was before Charles Martinet.
Yeah, and it also makes sense because the story of him falling in the Mushroom Kingdom is the first story of Mario from the first game.
Well,
when he supposedly wasn't Italian yet.
So that's another thing. Mario's origin doesn't really make any sense because it's changed so much.
It has
all these different things. He's an Italian guy from Brooklyn. At first, he doesn't have an Italian accent. Now all of a sudden he does. So is he from Italia or is he from Brooklyn? Which one is it?
It is interesting that there is a lot of crossover between Italy and Brooklyn, though.
Well, there's a lot of Italian immigrants.
If anyone that doesn't know or hasn't been to America, there's a huge Italian population here in Brooklyn, hence pizza being one of the most popular foods. This man is literally an Italian sat in Brooklyn.
My whole family was from Italy and moved to Queens. So it's very similar.
And on Long Island, there's a huge Italian culture.
It all bled out. Brooklyn,
which is why
Queens,
you have
Long Island,
Mario flip-flopping between Brooklyn and Italian.
So Mario's, is he from Italy or is he from Brooklyn or is he from New Donk City or is he from Yoshi's Island? Because when he's baby Mario, he's from Yoshi's Island.
That's interesting.
So what is it? We don't know, and who gives a fuck?
About that
you know what? Doesn't matter because all that matters is what Mario's doing in the game that he's in. You know, at the time.
I agree.
When he's baby Mario, it just made sense for him to be in Yoshi's Island because that was the game at the time. When he's in New Donk City, it just made sense in Mario Odyssey. And it was kind of cool to see Pauline there and kind of throw it back to Donkey Kong. That was cool. So we don't really need a Mario origin, but them figuring that out is going to be very interesting. Also, New Donk City, you played that. You saw all these actual humans walking around in New Donk City.
Yeah, I know.
They looked nothing like Mario. And when they brought it up to Miyamoto or whoever, they were like, there's all different humans of all shapes and sizes. So what world is Mario going to come from? Is he going to come from Brooklyn? Is he going to come from New Donk City? Are the people going to look like him? Or are they going to look like actual people?
I think it will be New Donk City.
Yes.
I was going to mention that. I don't know if it's going to be real people or not, but I think the story they're clearly going for is a fish out of water story, an origin story to Mario.
Isekai? It's like I think it's called that. It's in anime when it's a big trope when the main character just appears in a new world and gets stuck there.
Well, that's the trope that they're doing.
They're doing that.
But it's a very...
Which I don't... When he got fired out of that pipe, I was like, oh no, they're doing
I am much happier with this trope than a Jumanji trope. So...
Isn't that the same? That's the same. Well, the first Jumanji is backwards.
No.
It's a backwards isekai.
I guess it is, yeah.
Well,
I guess
Robin
it is
Williams.
For me, a Jumanji trope is... No, that's very similar. This is kind of a Jumanji trope.
Yeah, it is.
I was kind of right.
I like Star Wars, where it's just another world and they don't need to explain anything. You don't need to be... you don't need a relatable character. It's just another world.
Here's where I actually do like this. Because if he comes from New Donk City, no matter what, it's called New Donk City, right? It's like a variation.
It's very obviously New York, but it's wacky and wild.
You got Donkey Kong. So that does lead into getting a Donkey Kong movie eventually, I think. It like kind of sets up some like groundwork of connecting things. Also, if there are other worlds, it very easily leads into a Donkey Kong world, leads into like meeting Sonic eventually.
That another thing I wanted to bring up, when I saw all the mushrooms, I immediately thought about all of the mushrooms in Sonic because they already did that. Yeah. They already had a mushroom world in Sonic.
Yeah, but You gotta have you.
And it was blue and it was red and blue, just like in Sonic.
I was watching you react to it.
I was very wrong with the mushrooms.
And you got weirdly upset. You're like, why are there so many mushrooms? And why are they so big? Bob, it's called the Mushroom Kingdom.
Let me explain it
and
from my perspective, and then you can jump in
Mario with giant mushrooms.
I was like, there's no fucking mushrooms in the Mushroom Kingdom. It's named the Mushroom Kingdom because it's Princess Toadstool and she's ruling all of the toads who are actually mushrooms, and that's why it's the Mushroom Kingdom. And then somebody in my chat was like, literally in the first game, there's mushroom levels. And I was like, no, wait, yeah, there is.
There's mushroom levels.
It's because I speedrun the first Mario and you skip all of those levels.
There's mushrooms in even the Wii one has like mushrooms at the start.
There's mushrooms. Yeah, you're right. There's mushrooms. I forgot about
that was a weird thing.
But the mushrooms look like the Sonic and Knuckles mushrooms.
A little. Yeah, maybe it's a nod. Maybe Sonic will appear in this movie. I actually I think it was John Riggs I saw. I'll reference him for the quote. He said, "Who do you think is going to turn up in the post credits? My bet's Wario."
I saw that. That is cool. That would be
really cool. That's what they're doing with the Sonic movies. In the post credits, they reveal the next bad guy.
There will be a post credits.
It would be really cool if I don't know, everything's sold post credits. There's some biker bar or something, and Wario walks in.
That'd be really.
That'd be pretty sick.
Who would you cast for Wario?
Oh, that's a good question.
I saw Danny DeVito.
That was my pick for Mario originally. I saw somebody do a screen cap of It's Always Sunny with him and Charlie. We could have had this. I was
that would have been good.
We could have had that.
I think he would be good as Wario. Actually, he looks like Wario.
Yeah,
that would be really good.
And he's just as he is.
He can be him.
In Always Sunny.
I don't need character work from Danny DeVito. You can be Danny DeVito. I'll be happy with that.
He's already got an accent, so it's not
does. Yeah.
That would be very good.
That would be so funny.
Those are all the characters we saw.
We didn't really talk about Toad too much. We just referenced
Toad was great.
No,
he
was
definitely
really
is pitch shifted up or something.
Yeah, but I really like the way, again, he has implemented the Toad's thing. He comes out with the, don't touch that mushroom, you'll die!
Yeah.
That was not bad.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you. I can be Toad. You can be Mario.
Yeah.
Let's redub this movie.
Yeah. He's got the Captain Toad stuff on his back. But I think he's just Toad.
I think he's just a regular. I think that was
somebody said he will become the captain. Maybe he's just a lieutenant right now.
I think it's just a nod, and at some point someone's going to look at him and go, "Captain," and be like, "Ah, we get it." Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, I love Toad, love Bowser, love the setup. I'm okay with the Jumanji, the way it's been done. I mean, it's essentially the story of Mario.
I think it'll be fun.
Mario and Luigi get spat out from wherever they come from, who knows, into the Mushroom Kingdom.
Luigi was not with Mario. There was an extra
I'm assuming
scene.
They get spat in different directions. So he goes one way, they go the other way, and then they have to try and find each other. I
saw an interview of Charlie Day on some talk show, and he talked about doing. He was like, "Yeah, I was just recording for the Mario movie right before this morning." And they were like, "Oh, so you were with Chris Pratt and everything?" And he goes, "No, they don't." He's like, "They separate us. I do not work with him."
That's wild. Yeah.
So I think that's probably because most of the movie he's not going to be with Mario. I think he's going to be split up.
I wouldn't even put that much thought into it because with how movies have been since COVID, with Encanto.
Yeah.
Encanto was completely recorded, every single person in their own houses.
That's really weird because even video games, they put everybody together so that they can
I think they're moving,
cartoons, they like to volley off.
I think they've been moving away from it. I think a lot of stuff is done remotely now because end of the day, it's voice work. And if you have a microphone, you can do it anywhere. Why?
I know that some of it they do or they used to do like that, but I know that it's a lot of times the directors want them in the room so that they can volley back and forth.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's better. I mean, that's why we like doing the show in person.
Yeah.
Because you get better chemistry that way.
I don't have to wait for the Discord to catch up.
See with Chris, I mean, they've been doing this movie for, they said 7 years. And I don't know when they started voicing it. You got to imagine the last couple of years at least. They've probably hired all these actors at least 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris has just finished 7 movies. I mean, Jurassic World just came out. So he probably just takes a crew with him that has a microphone and he probably does it in the trailer in between chasing dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think he's going to say, "It's a me." I think he's going to go, "It's me, Mario."
I think at some point he will say it as a nod. I also think it's funny people pointed out.
How could you with that accent? "It's a me."
I think it's funny people pointed out that he said, "Mushroom Kingdom, here we come," and not "Mushroom Kingdom, here we go."
Yeah.
Which is literally Mario's thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it because he wanted to say
that up?
Was it because he wanted to say "come" a little bit more Brooklyn? He could get the A on the sound.
Yeah, you can't. Here we go. He would have to say cartoonish.
Here we go.
Here we go.
You can't really
Mushroom Kingdom. Here we go.
You can't
Doesn't
really.
work.
Yeah,
Doesn't work.
He wanted to put the Brooklyn in, so he changed it to "come."
There's a lot of people who are talking about how they wouldn't like to hear Charles Martinet for 90 minutes, like do a cartoonish Italian voice.
Why?
And I kind of agree a little bit, but Mario just shouldn't talk that much.
Yeah, he doesn't have to talk that much.
Just have everybody else talk.
Because it's Chris Pratt, though, he's going to have most of the dialogue in the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because he's putting butts in seats.
Just be a little more creative. Just have the guy talk less. What are they gonna? They're gonna make a Zelda movie. They're gonna make a Zelda movie.
If this does well, which it will, it's definitely going to do well.
Better not fucking talk.
I agree. Let's put this out here right now, by the way. Predictions for how the movie's going to do. It's going to probably be the #1 selling video game movie box office hit of all time.
Yeah. It's going to be, I think I will think that the movie is good at the very bare minimum. I don't think it's going to be bad.
Kim,
I don't know if I'm going to love it.
What the top 5 video game grossing movies are in the box office? Oh, wow.
Holy
3
hell.
minutes. 3 minutes until the 20-minute call for the Patreon read. Kim forgot. It's okay. Top grossing.
We forgot.
I know. I will actually say
this is a collective effort.
I've remembered the whole time, and I was consciously aware that we wasn't given it. We've just been on a roll. I didn't want to interrupt.
We wasn't given it. He's trying out for Mario.
Here we go. Tell me.
So #1, no surprise, Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously.
Okay.
#2, Uncharted.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Okay, so that's
surprising.
just because it's recent.
Could be, or
recent.
because
I think
Tom Holland.
I think game movies are picking up.
I'm gonna guess #3 is the Pikachu Detective Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Number
was
4.
very good.
Yes.
What's #4?
That
Do
should
you
have been
think?
one.
4 is probably one of the other Sonic movies.
No.
Wait,
Two.
back it up.
Tomb Raider.
Is this
I got it.
domestic? Is it American?
Oh, you know what?
I feel like Pikachu would
Do you
be
want to do
big
domestically?
worldwide.
That was worldwide.
Well, no, if it's worldwide, do worldwide.
Well, it didn't specify, so let me check.
Uh,
I guess that is domestically or lifetime gross. Sorry, so that would include worldwide, would it not?
it could be
No, it's
lifetime
different.
domestic or worldwide. It doesn't matter. It's a good guide. I think it's a good guide. I stand by it. I think it's going to beat Sonic.
Yeah, no, it will absolutely be the highest grossing,
I think Sonic
for
is
sure.
great. I think they did a great job promoting it. I think it sold really well. I think they did as good as it could. This is Nintendo. This
I
is
think
Mario.
Sonic's
this is
not as
Illumination.
well known. I think he was.
No,
he
I
fell
mean,
off.
He's very well known, but this is Mario, and this is
Mario is
the other
leaps
thing
and
is
bounds more well known.
they have Illumination, which is a well-known studio that's going to do money regardless, and then they have money for marketing from both Nintendo and Illumination,
And they're going to merchandise it well before the movie comes out.
This is going to be insane.
Yeah.
This is literally going to be
you're right.
insane. It's going to be. What did it, Sonic sell? What was the number for Sonic?
148 million.
I mean, I'm at like 300.
Almost 149.
I'm at 300 million.
Can I have one?
I don't even know.
You think it's gonna hit 300 million?
Well, that's lifetime until now. Is it Sonic 1 or Sonic 2?
This first one. Yeah, the second one.
So like 2 years.
Pretty low on the list.
I don't know. We'll look. We should have looked in. We just thought of this now. We should have looked in the numbers, but I think it'll double Sonic.
I think it'll blow it away.
Yeah.
I think it'll be insane.
And that's nothing on Sonic. This is how good this looks and the combination of things we have coming together.
I think it'll be as good as Sonic. However, I think it'll perform way, way, way better.
I like Sonic a lot. I think it's going to be a better movie than Sonic.
I hope it's a better movie.
Yeah, Sonic.
I like Sonic, but I came out of it and I was like, that was good.
Sonic
Like,
is
whatever.
fun, but it's not a great movie. And there's definitely points in the movie that I thought was a really weird choice.
I only liked it because I'm a Sonic fan.
Yeah.
Like I saw it and I was like, if like a normie just whirled up and didn't
That's
know
a
anything about
big
Sonic
thing.
and saw this, they'd be like, what the
And
fuck?
I think normies are going to love this. And
They
also,
are, yes.
obviously, Sonic is very kid friendly, obviously, but it doesn't take a brainiac to see how insanely baby friendly this movie is.
Yeah.
This is going to sell to kids, toddlers, babies, adults, Mario fans, anyone with a kid.
I'm more mad about how Sonic just appears in Earth. Like how he gets thrown in. That makes even less sense than Mario being thrown in.
And there was some owl involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like raised by an owl.
Yeah.
They talked about it more in the second one.
Well, that's a little bit of Sonic cartoon lore. He's like kind of has like a father figure that's like an owl thing. And he's like a weird guy.
I gotta be honest though, like getting raised by an owl isn't nearly as cool as getting shot out of a tunnel from New Donk City.
Being raised by Yoshis.
Yeah, if
being raised by dinosaurs is definitely cooler than being raised by an owl.
True.
Birds are dumb. But yeah, I think we covered the Mario movie pretty well. It's very clear that we both think it looks good and we're happy with all of it. And I do think Chris Pratt doesn't really know how to do a Brooklyn accent.
Did
but
you see the
I
other languages?
Work. Yes.
So everybody's freaking out about the French one.
I posted the French one on Twitter because the guy doing it's funny because all the other languages are doing like they kind of sound like the language.
What about Italian?
But for some reason,
it sounds awesome in Italian.
Have you heard? I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
For some reason,
it rules.
Well, the funny thing is, all the other accents are kind of doing like it's like their accents. It's like German sounds German, etc. The French guy is doing a Mario.
Yeah,
like he's doing an Italian Mario,
sure.
and it sounds pretty good. But then again, a lot of people are like, I wouldn't want to hear that for a whole movie. Which again, why? I mean, he doesn't have to have that many lines, and it's just kind of talking a little different. It's not really that, you know.
When I heard the Italian one, I was streaming and I was like, oh my God, it sounds awesome. And then my roommate came home and I was screaming at the top of my lungs what it was in Italian. And he was like, what the fuck is going on in that room?
Can I look it up real quick? Because I want to hear
the Italian
it
trailer? It took me a while to find it. For a second, I thought it wasn't going to be in Italian. Oh, I found a compilation that had the Japanese version and it's just English.
Yeah, I was watching you react to that. There was the English, then the French, and the Japanese.
Yeah,
and
I was
you
like, I can't wait to the Japanese one.
The funny thing was that for some reason, every clip left the entire intro of Mario falling in and looking around.
So I literally
sat there was a huge build-up for each one, and then you're waiting for the Japanese one, and then it's Chris Pratt with subtitles.
Yeah. It's like, why did I even watch this?
Hold on, I want to hear this Italian.
Regno dei funghi andiamo.
Dude, it wasn't even. He did the yeah, that's wild.
I like that.
I like it. I think the issue with the trailer is it starts with all the character work and then you see Mario. The movie is going to be seeing Mario first, everyone talking normal, and then in the Mushroom Kingdom, now everyone's a character. The story's going to be told to you in a way where it's going to make more sense.
There could be a thing in the beginning with Bowser just to set the stage for what's going to happen later. But it will be a quick thing. It won't
clip of Bowser explaining why he's going after the star.
It could be literally what we just saw.
It could be that. Yeah. Or it could be destroying a different... It could actually probably is literally that.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to New Donk and we're there for like 10 minutes. Learning about Mario and Luigi and their hopes, dreams, aspirations.
I think it'll be Mario for like another like 30 to 45 minutes and then they come back to Bowser.
I bet Luigi is like got a crush on Daisy and Daisy's in like the city or something. And then they get sucked into this like they're probably plum.
It's a different movie.
Stop it. They're plumbers, right? Let's say they're plumbers. And there
are a lot of things.
Let's say they're plumbers in the movie and they're doing plumbing work and they get sucked in. Now we've got two motivations here. Luigi, who they've been separated, are trying to get back to Daisy. And then you've got Mario going to the Mushroom Kingdom and meeting Peach and going, oh, I like this Peach.
So if they're in New Donk City, that means Pauline's got to be there.
Yes.
And Donkey Kong's involved. So the Donkey Kong tragedy of 1981 or whatever had to have happened.
Yes.
And that's probably Cranky Kong who did the Donkey Kong New Donk City tragedy.
I'm not realizing, Cranky Kong's in this movie.
He's the guy. Canonically he's supposed to be the guy from the original Donkey Kong is Cranky Kong.
So is he in New Donk City? He has to be, right?
He has to be.
So that...
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to be.
Well, that would mean there's characters in New Donk City.
There has to be characters in New Donk City because Sebastian Maniscalco is their boss, but he's the guy from Wrecking Crew who was his boss when Mario was a carpenter.
If Cranky Kong is in New Donk City, it changes my opinion on everything. Because I'm saying the New Donk is the real world with humans, and Mario talking normal makes sense now.
New Donk City only exists if Donkey Kong is there, because why would it be called New Donk City?
But then why does Mario sound human if there's like talking monkeys?
Because Mario shouldn't sound human because he was raised by dinosaurs.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm saying Mario's origin makes no sense.
I'm fine with him sounding this way and looking this way if he's from a normal place. But if you're telling me there's talking monkeys there.
It's semi-normal. It's based off of New York, but it was called New Donk City because of the Donkey Kong tragedy of 1981.
I am confused about the Spike situation. Because
Spike is the name of the guy.
Yeah, there are two Spikes in Mario though. Spike, you're right about
Spike,
the
foreman.
guy
who throws up the spike ball.
And then when they announced the voice actors, they showed the little green froggy man as the Spike that he's playing. So how's that gonna work?
Wait, who's they?
Whenever
that sounded like an IGN mistake.
It could be. I don't know.
Because Sebastian Maniscalco said he played their boss.
Oh, he said that?
But also,
okay, so
he
never
could have been
then.
wrong.
What if they just make the little guy the boss? Because then that's funny.
They could do that.
They could double down on Spikes and just make him be.
Because Sebastian Maniscalco was the first guy confirmed because he blew it on a podcast. He's like, yeah, I'm filming some Mario movie. I'm playing their boss.
Okay, well then he is the one that you think, but maybe.
Well, he could also be wrong. He could have been like, who's Spike? And then he looks it up and finds out
so
it's the wrong guy.
Spike is Mario and Luigi's boss?
He says, I played their boss.
On the thing, wasn't there like a thing where they announced the cast and they show pictures of the characters that were going to be on a direct?
I don't think they showed Spike. I think it was a website that fucked it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think now I'm getting a vague recollection of this. I think Kim might be right.
I don't know. I remember seeing a video of them showing the characters and then showing the actors, and I remember everybody getting mad when they showed Mario and then they revealed it was Chris Pratt, and everyone was like, ah!
I don't think they showed Sebastian Maniscalco's character in that original direct.
Now I'm worried.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing it, and it was that day, but like it might not have been the direct.
No, they just showed him, and they put Spike.
Oh, it is the boss in the corner,
but with a little picture of a guy.
Okay,
yeah,
so it's not the little one. Okay, well that makes more sense. All right, I'm not worried now. I'm good.
So
I do think though there were websites that messed it up and put the wrong Spike.
Yeah,
because they wrote Spike Mario and they got that because he's not really from Mario. He's from Wrecking Crew.
It's my birthday.
I didn't get you. I found out yesterday.
I was wondering if you'd make me coffee.
I was gonna go get you coffee today from my favorite place, and I was like, "That's not special enough." He made me coffee,
so I'll do nothing.
I think
that's good. I did want to talk about the Link statue at Japan and emulation on Steam.
There's not much to say about the Link statue. I don't think it's very cool. It's a cool statue. Do you know what game convention it is?
The Tokyo
show.
Game.
No, it's not the Tokyo Game Show though.
Oh.
It's a Tokyo show that has games.
We'll talk about it in the bonus episode.
Oh,
sometimes I forget there's a bonus episode.
Yeah.
I was gonna do another little Patreon teaser mid-episode, but now's a good time. If you want to come hear me, if you wanna
hang out with us, if you wanna have a good time for more time, you can go over to patreon.com and then search for Nontendo Podcast, but write it all out because our SEO is very bad.
It'll autocorrect in Nintendo. You gotta fix it.
You gotta
That's
do
on
the
you.
whole thing.
In the bonus, we're gonna talk about a giant Link statue from the new game, emulation on Steam Deck, and how Steam Deck literally put a picture out with a Nintendo emulator for official marketing. Overwatch 2 on the Switch. I actually want to mention that real quickly.
Okay.
And we're gonna do all of that with Kim, because Kim's gonna be here with us. So as Bob said, Patreon, Nintendo, we'd appreciate it. If you're listening to the audio, do the star thing, 5 of them, please, and rate as well. Let's get to number 1, baby, for my birthday.
Bonus episode, here we come.